It's another GMC versus ECC showdown here in round 2 of the OHSAA playoffs. Both teams are hot, coming off huge wins last week to open up postseason play. And one of these teams is looking to keep their undefeated season alive. Another is looking to tell the classic underdog tale and flex their muscles in the powerful Southwest Ohio region. It's the number 1 Milford Eagles taking on the number 9 Mason Comets. Welcome to Eagle Stadium here in Milford, Ohio. My name is Adam Little, joined by my partner for this broadcast, my brother, Andrew Little. And Andrew, what are you excited for in this matchup?
Well, Adam, there's a lot to look forward to tonight. The Milford Eagles having their best season of all time, their first undefeated regular season in program history. They're looking to keep that streak alive tonight. And Mason Comets coming off a shutout victory over Lebanon last week, and that game was away, so the Comets riding the underdog mentality right now. Their defense was stellar last week. Let's see if the offense can match it this week in what should be a great matchup. Milford has one of the best offenses in the entire state of Ohio.
Yeah, and defense for the Comets has been the storyline all year long. Last week, the shutout was just another example of how stellar this defense has been playing. What I was most impressed with last week personally, was that defensive line. They absolutely obliterated the Lebanon Warrior offensive line. So if the Comets can get some pressure tonight and try to stuff the run, good things are going to happen. Yeah,
that was the story of the game last week against Lebanon. Like you said, Adam, a GMC versus ECC matchup. The GMC widely regarded as one of the best conferences really in the region. And they're known for their physical, tough style of play on the offensive and defensive lines. And the Comets, they showed that. They bullied Lebanon last week. Put it plain and simple, Lebanon wasn't able to handle a GMC defensive line and offensive line. Milford, they won this conference pretty easily, 10-0. We'll see if they do a little bit of a better job against that Comet front seven.
Yeah, and they've got a tough task ahead of them. Running back Nate Webster, one of the best in the state, had an outstanding game last week, and we'll touch on him, later on in the broadcast. But to start things off, it's going to be the Comets to receive the opening kickoff. Going to hope get something started offensively.
Comets have a great chance to set the tone in this game early. Chase Blevins calling Bill Horn back to return the kicks. The kick.
Yeah, Blevins and Bill Horn, they've been, two of the Comets' most important skill players all year long, and the most important game of the season, you're going to put your best guys on the field. And we are officially underway. This one received by Bill Horn, and he's going to take it past the 20, up towards the 30, and to the 35. A nice return to start things off here for the Comets.
And great field position now for Quinn Brown and the Comets to start with. And last week they had a hot start. Colin Billhorn and Tammy Adesanya led the charge on offense. Adesanya broke off a 60-yard touchdown early in the game. Billhorn had a nice one-handed catch in the end zone. And Billhorn, they're going to count on him a lot tonight. The Comets' leading receiver the past 2 years, Braden Greer, broke his collarbone last week. He's out for the rest of the season, so going to need some guys in the wide receiver room to step up.
Blevins is going to be the back to start things off for the Comets tonight. Johnson in motion as Brown takes a snap. And the first play will be a handoff up the middle, but contained by the Eagles, and he'll be headed for maybe a yard.
And Tofa Luani, one of the star players for this Milford Eagle team, got there on the stop. Had 15 TFLs this season, third in the ECC. He is somebody to watch for from the second level. They move him all around the defense.
Yeah, and also his brother, the twins, Tofo and Toto. Luani Toto's been battling with injuries, but he is back in this game at that corner position. 2nd and 9 now for the Comets. Brown takes it, another handoff up the middle to Blevins. And picks up a few more on that one, but only be a gain of 2 instead of a 3rd and long.
And so far, the Milford defense has stepped up the challenge of stopping the Comets' run game. That was the concern for Milford, is their defensive line solid, but I wouldn't say the strength of this team. Can they handle the Comets' run game in 2 great stops?
Ball at the 41-yard line. 2 receivers on each side for Brown. So he'll drop back, looking towards the middle of the field, but he'll take it himself, and the ball is loose. Recovered by Milford. and Cole Miller, the senior linebacker, picks it up. And it'll be beautiful starting field position for the Eagles here.
Yeah, and one of our keys to the game that we didn't have a chance to talk about yet because it's so early in the game for the Comets was avoid turnovers. Milford, 15 interceptions, 5 fumble recoveries this year. That's their 21st forced turnover of the season, and now it sets up terrific field position to open the game. Comets had to get a strong start, and now Milford near the red zone.
Yeah, and have my little sheet here and my talking point for Mason. First thing, no turnovers in all bold, multiple exclamation points. First drive of the game, Comets lose the football. First play of the game, Eagles, a quick screen pass. Not complete. Caden Bailey's pass was incomplete to the junior Ethan Melgard.
And that play-action play took a while to develop, and it allowed the Comets, who were blitzing Tyler Dalton from the second level, to get to the quarterback and force the incompletion.
About a minute and a half through this first quarter as Bailey takes the snap. It'll be another screen pass, this time on the left side, complete to Ashton Werther. Werther, who stopped right at the line of scrimmage for no gain.
Werther, a really unique player on this Eagles offense. He's listed as a running back, but he had 71 catches, led the team this year. They really use him more as a slot receiver, and right there we see him used in the short passing game, but can't get a gain.
And we haven't seen the star Nathan Webster yet. Milford relying on that screen game to start as Bailey drops back, and he's going to take it himself up the middle. Enough for the first down and knocked out of bounds after a 12-yard gain.
And Caden Bailey, patient there, escapes the pocket and picks up some awesome blocks from the receivers. Picks up the first down. That's a very bad miss from the Comet defense. They had that play covered and just couldn't convert.
Milford in the red zone. This will be their first handoff to Webster. Trying to get outside, makes one Comet miss. Not going to get much on the carry.
And the Comets lined up well to stop that play, but Webster showing off some of his speed to get to the perimeter and then makes the first man miss, so picks up a couple yards.
So he's second and goal now for Milford. Ball at the 8-yard line. It's Webster lined up to the right of Bailey. This one going to be another handoff to him, but stuffed immediately at the line of scrimmage. Malachi Reed, the first one there for the Comets, and Kai Wolfolk coming from the second level.
And Comets showing some pressure now, getting after Caden Bailey, who is the backup quarterback for this Milford team. Junior Luke Brand started the first 9 weeks of the season, threw for over 2,000 yards, 13 touchdowns, but went down with an injury. It's been Caden Bailey ever since, and he's done a great job commanding this offense. They've scored 40 points in back-to-back games, but Bailey definitely not as used to facing teams like Mason in their pass rush.
Yeah, you wouldn't even know that Bailey was the second string the way he's been playing these last few games. Led Milford to a win in week 1, and he drops back now, feeling some pressure from strong safety Kyle Wilson. A flag is thrown. Bailey will take it himself. And marked right around the 6-yard line. There is a flag in the backfield, likely going to be a hold.
Yeah, I believe this one's holding. Bailey had a lot of time there, even though he was running for his life. And I've been impressed with his legs so far. Bailey started the season as a receiver. He had over 100 yards, 15 catches, and he's been converting that athleticism to his play at quarterback, extending plays. But, yeah, will be a holding as Milford's walking way back. We'll wait the official call with how far they move back. Might be more than a holding call.
So we'll repeat third down. Comets elect to accept the penalty, so Milford going to have another shot to.
And that's a costly holding call, for a penalty from the spot of the foul. The Milford offensive lineman was way back.
Ball at the 23rd and long. Bailey looks over to the sideline for the signal. Ball placed on the left hash. As Bailey drops back, looking towards the middle of the field. That one caught by J.P. Naylor. It will be marked down at the 10-yard line, right near where that penalty. Well, before that penalty, they would have had possession anyway, so the field goal unit will trot on to the field.
Yeah, and that play was nearly intercepted by Kaiser Wilhelm, but Comet defense gets a nice stand after Milford started with the ball at the 22-yard line. Should be a chip-in field goal for Milford, but if you're the Comets, you're happy with 3 as opposed to a touchdown.
It'll be Mason Cooper, the junior, back to attempt the 27-yarder. And he knocks it through. The Eagles are the first on the board as they take the 3-0 lead with about 6:55 left in this first quarter.
Now Comet offense gets to trot back on the field. They're going to have to take a deep breath after that first turnover on 3rd down. Comets, they tried to smack Milford in the mouth, running the ball inside two plays in a row. The Eagles were up to the challenge, and then Quinn Brown out of structure, got the ball stripped away from him. But Comet defense holds strong. Mason just needs to reset, only down 3, a lot of time left in this first half to get things going.
Yeah, it's something interesting from that last drive from Milford. As Webster was not really able to get anything going. We saw Milford rely on that pass game a lot more than we expected in the first drive, trying to catch the Comets off their toes. But again, they are able to contain the Eagles to 3 points when they started with the ball inside of the 30-yard line. So Cooper will boot it away for the Eagles. Billhorn and Blevins back to return. Billhorn will receive it at the 1. Trying to make something out of nothing. Nice job by the Milford Special Teams unit. They stop Billhorn at the 10-yard line, a 90-yard drive incoming for the Comets.
Yeah, not much Billhorn could do there, receiving the ball at the 1, but on special teams, got to get vertical. He tried to get to the sideline, get something going on the perimeter, but Milford's coverage unit gets there quickly and sets up a difficult 90-yard drive.
We'll see if we see any Tammy Adesanya on this drive. He had a breakaway 56-yard touchdown for the Comets last week at his best game of the season at that running back position, and it looks like he will trot onto the field, lined up behind Brown as Brown's under center. And it will be a handoff to Adesanya, pushing forward and pick up a few yards on his first carry of the night.
Comet offensive line just getting no push right now. Milford's front 7. They're sending 5 or 6 guys and getting to the ball carrier very quickly. Hasn't been time for the running backs to see lanes open up.
2nd and 8 for the Comets. Brown again under center. He'll drop back, looking towards the left side of the field, and he's unable to connect with his target, Jaden Brogdon, the sophomore receiver. And we saw 2 Comet injuries in the receiver room last week in Braden Greer and Brandon Dunn. So haven't seen a few young bucks step in here for the Comets tonight.
Yep, and Brogdon has an opportunity to make a name for himself, not just for the rest of this postseason, but for the next 2 seasons as well. And right there, his first target of the game, it's a drop.
It's 3rd and 8 now for the Comets. Ball at the 12-yard line. 2 receivers on each side for Brown as he drops back, feeling some pressure. Heaves one down the field to no one.
And it was Tofa Luani, the linebacker, blitzing. Adesanya was able to chip him at the last second, but Quinn Brown's throw was impacted. Just sails that one into green grass.
And we mentioned those 2 injuries last week, and one of those receivers able to play today, but was out all against Lebanon. That is Brandon Dunn, but Greer unavailable for the Comets tonight. And as Brown will be back to punt for Mason, and he boots this one Away, received at the 47, will be a fair catch.
Will Reed receives that punt return. And Milford starting the ball right at midfield. So not as good a field position as last drive, but still pretty good spotting. 50 yards for Caden Bailey and Nathan Webster to go. And Milford needs to get their running game going. Nathan Webster, like we said, one of the best running backs in Southwest Ohio. 1,200 rushing yards this year. 200 last week against Fairfields. But only saw one touch on that first drive.
Bailey will drop back, looking towards the middle of the field. That one over the head of his intended target, junior Jamario Sebastian. And with stoppage of play, we're going to take a quick look at our players to watch tonight. On the Milford side of the ball, it's that monster running back, Nate Webster. You know, like we mentioned earlier, he's a stud. 240 yards rushing last week, 2 touchdowns on 24 carries. And the senior Kai Woolfolk, the senior linebacker, is really the true leader on this Comet defense. Bailey looking to find Ethan Melgard there, and he connects for the first down.
Yeah, and Milford getting off to a hot start with the passing game. That pass tipped, but still able to connect, and now at the 34-yard line. Charlie Raymond was targeted there. He had 3 interceptions last week against Lebanon. And Milford putting him to the test tonight.
Ball to 34 for the Eagles. Timeout's called right before the snap. Coach Tom Grippa, that's his first of the game. And Tom Grippa, legendary coach here in Ohio. He's got over 200 career wins. And you talk about the discipline of this Milford Eagles team, and that one of the main reasons why they're 10-0 this season. But when you have an experienced coach like Coach Grippa, it's definitely an advantage.
Yeah, and Grippa, since joining this Milford team, has really turned them around. Like we said earlier in the pregame, having their best season ever, their first time going undefeated in the regular season. And he's got his team playing well, playing with a lot of energy. And they have a chance to make a real run in this state tournament. #1 seed in Southwest Ohio. I don't think anybody was predicting that at the beginning of the year, but his team, led by a lot of seniors, they have a lot of experience, very mature, and they've got talent on both sides of the ball. Very well-rounded team.
Milford offense will trot back onto the field. Caden Bailey lined up in the shotgun, 2 receivers on each side. As he drops back, feeling some pressure from Reed and Dowers. A flag thrown in the backfield. That one, I believe Ryan Davis was out of bounds, almost picked that one off. But Milford's going to have to trot back another 10 yards.
And Comets sending pressure after Caden Bailey. He's feeling the heat, and it's causing him to make some rash decisions like that throw right there. Ryan Davis nearly came down with the interception and would have been costly. That's a holding penalty on the Eagles. That's their second of the game. We said this game's going to be won or lost in the trenches. And so far, Milford's offensive line making several key mistakes.
It'll be 1st and 20 now for the Eagles. Ball at the 44. A little over 5 minutes left in this first quarter. Still a lot of football to be played. Bailey takes the shotgun snap. Another quick screen pass to his man, Ashton Wather. And Wather.
Bailey's pass to number 6.
He's actually going to go backwards on that one.
Number 9.
Malachi Reed, the senior defensive tackle for the Comets, had a free release off the line of scrimmage there. Went right after Caden Bailey, forcing Bailey to get that ball out quickly, and ended up losing yardage on that pass. It's Comets pass rush having a great start after an incredible week where they were constantly putting pressure on Luke Failer, who threw 4 interceptions.
Trips to the left. It's Bailey looking down the field, feeling pressure again, and Malachi Reed wraps him up. What a game the senior defensive lineman's had so far.
And this is a matchup to watch out for. Malachi Reed, he's gotten past the offensive line early a couple times, and right there, able to convert, blowing off the line of scrimmage, gets to Bailey. No time to make a decision. He's on the ground, and Comet's going to get a lot of confidence after that sack. Setting up third and very long.
Lee McMahon was also there to take him down. Third and 28 now for the Eagles. Long ways to go. It's Bailey. This one going to be a handoff to Werther. Werther fighting forward for about 3 yards. We stopped much short of the first down marker.
Yeah, Milford gets right back to where they started off the drive at midfield, so Comet's going to get the ball back without any damage done. And Mason's defense, back-to-back shutouts, shut out Lakota East in Week 10, and then 17-0 win over Lebanon in the first round of the playoffs last week. They're maintaining that momentum here. Only points so far off of a turnover.
Kaiser Wilhelm back to receive for the Comets. He's just going to let this one roll all the way to the 5-yard line. And what a punt there from Jacob Lukey.
So what, that punt could have gone maybe even further down inside the 5-yard line. I think Milford touched down a little bit early. You know, risky, don't want to let it go into the end zone for a touchback, but Mason could have been way backed up. Either way, another long drive ahead of him. Comets started to the 10 last time. Now at the 5-yard line, making things difficult for Quinn Brown and company.
Comets going to be pinned deep into their own territory yet again. This first play going to be a toss to Blevins. Blevins makes a quick cut inside and takes it up to the 6.
That's a scary play call on first down inside the 5. Chase Blevins made the first man miss and still was barely able to get back to the 5-yard line. He started off with that ball almost in the end zone because of the toss.
And the toss play that was their bread and butter last week against Lebanon, whether it was Blevins or Adesanya. They were picking up, 7 to 8 yards almost every carry. Milford does a nice job of containing the senior there. Brown back in the shotgun. It'll be a quarterback draw up the middle, takes a big hit. Picks up about 6 yards on the carry, though.
Brought down by number 9, Andrew Latrell.
It'll be 3rd and 2 for the Comets.
And the Comets are definitely expecting to use Quinn Brown a lot in the run game. I was talking to some of their offensive coaches earlier this week, and the quote was thrown around, this is a game where Quinn Brown could run for 60-plus yards if we're going to win the football game. And we get a designed run there for the first time. Nearly picks up the first down. He's a dual-threat quarterback, and they're going to need his legs tonight.
Big 3rd down for Mason here at the 12-yard line. Adesanya is the back. And Brown will take it himself yet again, finds a little hole. And he'll be
with forward progress, it's going to be close.
And they're going to give him the first down.
Quinn Brown lowered his shoulder, able to pick up the first down, showing off his toughness. We've talked about it several times in these past couple of broadcasts, but Quinn Brown tore his labrum earlier in the season. The team assumed that he was going to be out for the year. Definitely not playing quarterback, but incredibly speedy recovery, cleared to play, and he's been throwing for the last couple weeks. And he's still that same aggressive runner, leading with his shoulder there. No fear in his eyes.
1st and 10 for Mason. Ball at the 16. Brown takes a snap. Handoff to Adesanya, and Adesanya bounces to the left. And a nice pickup there on first down.
Adesanya just needed to get beat one more defender there, and Will Reed was able to get the stop.
Adesanya is brought down by number 21, Will Reed.
And an injury for Milford, Andrew Latrell. Trot off to the field on his own power. Andrew Latrell. Andrew Little. Got a little deja vu there.
Yeah, he's one of the best players on this Milford team. Over 100 tackles, 4.5 sacks, 11.5 TFLs, an interception this year. That was a pick 6 against Walnut Hills in Week 7. Not only that, but he's a senior leader, at that linebacker position. They definitely hope he's okay. He's going to get quick attention on the sideline.
He only gave Adesanya 3 yards on the carry, so 2nd and 7. As Brown takes the snap. And he'll pull it himself. Another nice pickup there. As Brown get things going on with his legs tonight. Make something out of nothing.
And good pocket awareness there from Quinn Brown, recognizing the blitz, getting out of the pocket and picking up some extra yards as the first quarter closes out.
So Mason, it's their 3rd drive here already in the first quarter. Starting to get things going slowly but surely as we're going to head to a quick break at the end of the first quarter. Milford Eagles ahead of the Mason Comets 3-0. Welcome back to Milford High School. 3rd and 4 opportunity here for the Comets. Billhorn in motion. And Brown going to take it himself, pushing forward. And picks up the first down. Brown showing off his legs early on here in this playoff matchup.
And that's a big part of the game plan today is get Quinn Brown going in the run game. And so far he's been successful. Playing a tough game so far.
That carry will be good enough for a first down. Ball is placed at the
33 rushing yards in the first quarter and continues it there.
Comets have it at their own 29. Brown takes it, fake toss to Adesanya, rolling to his left, and connects with Colin Billhorn for the first down.
Colin Billhorn, we mentioned it, with a Braden Greer injury, he's going to need to step up. He had a terrific game last week with a touchdown. Was Quinn Brown's favorite target, had about 5 catches, and so far it's a strong start. Quinn Brown rolling out to his left, finds his favorite man, Colin Billhorn.
Yeah, and talk about the catch that Colin Billhorn had last week. Arguably the Comets' catch of the year. 30-plus yard touchdown, pulled it in with one hand, his non-dominant hand being held. Picks up 12 yards there. 1st and 10. Ball at the 41. Brown dropping back. Takes a shot down the field to Billhorn. The nice coverage from Will Reed. That ball a little bit underthrown, and Reed takes advantage of it.
Yeah, Quinn Brown was facing pressure, throws that off his back foot. A really impressive throw down the field, but gives Will Reed time to make an adjustment in coverage, and he bats the ball away. He's had a nice start. The safety had a big stop on Tammy Adesanya, who was one man away from a big run. Will Reed stopped it, and then right there gets the PBU in pass defense, his 10th of the season.
And I like the aggressiveness there from Brown. Unable to complete it there. 2nd and 10 at the 41. Brown under center. Takes it and will hand it off to Blevins. Blevin trying to push forward and picks up about 3 yards on the carry. 3rd and long.
And Comets, compared to last week, really struggling to get their inside run game going.
Third down and 7. Ball is placed at the 45-yard line.
This linebacker group of Luani and Miller doing a good job so far.
Ball at the 45. Billhorn, Dunn, and Brogdon, the receivers in the game. Brown dropping back, feeling some pressure, rolling to his right. And connects with Colin Billhorn. And that will be enough for the first down. Pulls it in at the Eagle 47-yard line, so the Comets are in Milford territory.
And get used to hearing that. Quinn Brown rolls out, finds his man, Colin Billhorn, at the first down sticks. Billhorn does a great job there, communicating with his quarterback, recognizing he's in trouble, getting to the sideline at the chains, picking up the first down. He's been a quarterback. He's been Quinn Brown's best friend so far today.
10:46 left in this second quarter. This one, a handoff to Blevins, and Blevins hasn't been able to get anything going tonight. Nice tackle there. It was Andrew Luttrell leading the charge back in after that, after he hobbled off the field earlier.
Yeah, Luttrell setting the tone on defense. It's the big stop there. The Comets have been driving down the field starting at the 5-yard line. And here on first down, Luttrell makes a statement as they're trying to turn the tides on this drive.
Nothing on the carry for Blevins. Near 10 minutes left in this first half. Fake toss to Blevins. Brown rolling to the left. He's going to have to take it himself. Dives forward. And they're going to say he stepped out of bounds at the 40. Pushed out by Toto Luwani. Picks up 7 yards on the carry, so turns nothing into something.
Yeah, Quinn Brown was rolling out left, I believe, targeting Colin Billhorn, but chased down by the linebacker Andrew Luttrell, blitzing from the second level. But Quinn Brown able to outrun him, get to the 40-yard line, and nearly stretched out and pick up the first down if it wasn't for stepping out. So good play extension there from Quinn Brown.
Could be 4-down territory here for the Comets at the 40. Adesanya to the left of Brown. And a quarterback draw. Quinn Brown takes it up the middle, and he is stuffed.
Daniel Walker, the junior defensive tackle, makes the play. Diagnoses the play perfectly, sees Brown heading downhill, and wraps him up for the loss. And that loss right there makes it a little bit more of a difficult decision for the Comets. 4th and 3 and some change. Kai Wolfolk checks in. He's been the short yardage fullback.
Yeah, Mason brings in some reinforcements. The fullbacks Wolfolk, and then 2 tight ends, Vaughn Johnson and Liam McMains. And Milford's going to have to call their second timeout.
Pretty rare to see 2 timeouts called with this much time left in the first half, but Coach Grippa making sure Milford's ready for this key 4th down play. Gonna get the defense set up in the front 7. It's been playing really well so far. But Comets gonna make it tough with their jumbo package coming in. Kai Wolfolk, Liam McMains coming in from defense. Vaughn Johnson, the former left tackle, at tight end. And then most likely Tammy Adesanya at tailback. Adam, any chance we see a tush-push type play that's been taking the NFL by storm? I know you can't do a technical tush-push in high school, but can modify the play a little bit, try to follow the blockers on a QB sneak.
Yeah, I was going to say, you know, when you have Jalen Hurts as your quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles, that makes that tush-push
also behind future Hall of Famer Jason Kelsey,
yeah,
but yeah.
Cincinnati Bearcat, but, you know, we'll see what happens here. The Comets brought in some reinforcements. Actually, they're going to take those reinforcements away and spread things out a bit here on 4th down. 4th and 3 at the 40. Billhorn in motion. Brown rolling to the right. Connects. Oh, they're going to say the ball hit the ground. So a turnover on downs. Milford defense stays strong.
First and 10.
They'll start their possession at their own 40.
Tough break there for the Comet offense. They were doing a great job driving down the field, but Milford defense makes the stops when they count. Quinn Brown rolling out there, rushes to play just a little bit, throws that one off platform, and it's a little bit low. Colin Billhorn nearly brings in the catch, but Comets come away with nothing.
I like the play call there, though. Spread things out. Billhorn was open. That ball just a little bit underthrown, and Colin Billhorn wasn't able to pull it in. So Bailey and Webster trot back onto the field. High snap. Fake handoff to Webster. Screen pass to Warther, and Warther breaks free of a Comet defender and picks up 6 yards on the screen.
And Mason's secondary there caught lacking a little bit. They, on the play action, thought Webster had it. You could see Charlie Raymond at cornerback move his eyes towards the middle of the field, but Werther able to break free through that first tackle and pick up 6 yards. Excellent first down gain.
Opens up the playbook here for the Eagles as Bailey will hand it off to Webster. Takes a big hit, but continues to push forward. And that'll be enough for a first down.
And the Comets have done a good job getting to Webster immediately, but he's breaking tackles, picks up the first down, showing why he's one of the most dynamic running backs in the state.
And Andrew, you know, the way both these teams ran the ball last week, Milford ran for over 300 yards, and Comets had a stellar running performance as well. We've been seeing a lot of passing so far by both teams. Webster taking this one on the right side, tries to punch it outside. But Raymond and Woolfolk will stay strong, picks up about 2 yards on the outside zone.
Tyler Dalton does a good job IDing that play, and he's got a bit of a nickname over the past couple weeks since taking over as a full-time starter, T-Mobile, and shows off some 5G coverage there, going sideline to sideline to make that tackle on Nate Webster. I'm sure the Mason Black Hole was excited about that play.
Second and 8 now for the Eagles. Milford spreading things out. Bailey looking towards the left side of the field. And that one out of the hands of Sebastian. Dangerous throw there. Could have been a pick from Wilson.
Yeah, Caden Bailey, not only did he throw that one into danger with a potential interception, but also threw his receiver into danger. Even if Davis caught that, Kyle Wilson was ready to pop that ball free. Wilson going for the ball, or going for the hit, so Caden Bailey avoids a disaster there.
Third and 8 for the Eagles in Mason territory. Bailey looking towards the right side of the field. That one batted down at the line of scrimmage.
Kyle Wilson blitzing from the secondary on Caden Bailey's left side. He has to move to the right, and Noah Dowers was waiting for him with his hands up, bats that ball down. Comets 3 and out, going to get the ball back after a turnover on downs with a lot of energy.
And Noah Dowers, he's just a monster on this defensive line. You know, you mentioned earlier this week one of his leaders and mentors, Jake Bates. He's got some Jake Bates in him. As for you Comet fans that remember him from last year, he plays old school physical football. And Dowers, he's got that in him as well. He's been a force for the Comets this year.
Has a big frame, and he's imposing on the D-line.
Wilhelm will receive it at the 15. Breaks free of a few Milford defenders. And takes it up to the 28. So the junior has a nice little return there.
And Kaiser Wilhelm, the Comets, might be the new face for them last year.
Ryan Crofton
in the playoff win against Springboro. I remember a couple years ago we had
against Princeton.
Against Princeton, in the last week when the Comets had an upset win. We zoomed in on Kaiser Wilhelm on the sideline dancing to celebrate the win, and now just a year later he's out there returning punts for the varsity team. He's been a standout in practice this year as a backup DB, and with some of the injuries at receiver, he's getting his chance. And makes a few guys miss there. Good start for Wilhelm.
Yeah, and Coach Kent McCullough and this Comet staff, they love Wilhelm. At that return position, they say he never drops a punt. And so it's that consistency.
Hopefully you didn't just jinx him there, Adam.
Knowing me, I probably just gave him the announcer's jinx. But, it's his consistency that is the reason why he's playing here this big playoff game. Keep you updated. Looks like I just injured Milford Eagle down on the field. Winner of this round 2 matchup will go on to face the winner of the St. Xavier Bombers and Moeller Crusaders. We'll get you score updates throughout the broadcast with that game, but all of our focus thrown into this thrilling matchup here.
Absolutely. In the Comets, their season ended last year against Moeller in round 3 of the playoffs. I know they'd love a rematch there, but I've got to get through the Eagles first. But St. X Moeller, that's one of the best rivalries in the entire country. That's one of the most hyped up games in the entire nation this week.
I saw
definitely keep you updated.
Preps.
Yeah.
It was number 5.
2 historic teams. Yeah. Moeller won the first matchup this year, and now we get a rematch.
Key factor in that game, no Jordan Marshall.
Yeah. So even though Moeller got the win in the regular season, I think I'm picking the Bombers today.
Yeah, I've got the Bombers today too. We've got a few St. X friends, and we could be happy with that one. 1st and 10 for the Comets. Start at the 27. This one, a toss to Adesanya. He's chugging upfield, charging forward near the first down marker.
And Adesanya, he proved last week that if he gets out in space, he can really move. And Adesanya, not known as necessarily a speed back.
I think that will be Adesanya down for the Comets.
Comets already thin at running back this year. Their starter for the first half of the season, Sky Talley, sitting out the second half of the year due to OHSA transfer rules. So Adesanya moved over from linebacker. He's had a great past couple of weeks. He's able to get up, walk to the sideline on his own power. He'll be evaluated. Hopefully he can come back, prove to be an difference maker for the Comets. Had a great first down run there, setting up 2nd and short. So Comets really going to need to lean on Chase Blevins, who's kind of a running back wide receiver hybrid for him.
Brown under center on the 2nd and 1. It will be a handoff to Blevins, and he dives forward. Stays on his feet, picks up about 9 yards on the carry. However, there is a flag in the backfield. And that's going to take away everything the Comets just earned.
Yeah, that flag was thrown early in the backfield. Blevins was able to stumble forward for the first down, but this play getting called back. And on a 2nd and short, getting the first down, can't have that happen. That holding didn't even really affect the outcome of the play. I think Blevins was picking up that first down no matter what. Really tough mistake, setting up a difficult 2nd and 11.
Yeah, and it looks like Blevins was just trying to dive for that first down, but he stayed on his feet, picked up an additional 7 yards, but all for naught. So it'll now be 2nd and 11, their own 27. 2 receivers on each side for Brown. Johnson in motion. It's Brown. Drops back. Connects with Blevins. And he'll step out of bounds at the 35. Picks up 8 yards there on the quick pass.
Blevins, he's played some receiver already in this game, played primarily receiver last year. Quinn Brown loves throwing to him out of the backfield, and he's able to recover most of the yardage lost on that penalty. 3rd and 2 now.
Third and 3. We've seen Quinn Brown use his legs a lot tonight. See what Coach Castor and his offensive staff elect to do here. And Brown will take it himself up the middle, diving forward for about 6 yards. A nice gain there on 3rd down.
Quinn Brown got 40 to 50 yards already on the ground today. He's establishing the tone. And when Quinn Brown is at his best, this offense can be very dangerous. We've seen him connect with Colin Billhorn a couple of times. Chase Blevins and Adesanya have had some nice runs. Just haven't been able to string together a full drive yet. Adesanya back on the field, good to see.
Ball to 42, 1st and 10 for the Comets. Under 6 minutes left in the 2nd quarter. As Brown drops back, has some time, but slips. A loss of 4 there.
And Brown had a clean pocket. That one, I guess you could call it a coverage sack as he just slips. I believe he was looking for Brandon Dunn at about the opposite 40-yard line. It was pretty open, but was letting that play develop and unfortunately loses his footing. That could have been a big first down gain.
Pushes him back to the 37-yard line. 2nd and 14 now. Blevins in motion. Brown, quick screen pass to Billhorn. Billhorn trying to work his way toward the sideline. A flag is thrown. I think it's going to be a face mask.
Billhorn brought down a little hard. He was making things difficult for Milford, keeping his feet chugging. And if what you said is true, might have been a face mask, but Comets walking backwards. We'll see what this late flag is for.
Billhorn readjusted his helmet as he got up, and it seemed right as Billhorn was tackled that
the flag was thrown.
So
I say either a face mask or a play that was not on the ball going to be from what the penalty is.
It looks like there's going to be a late hold.
It's a very late holding call after Billhorn had the ball, unless referee just slow to throw the flag. Comets sideline very unhappy about that call. Super difficult.
Yeah,
2nd and 23 here.
And the Comets frustrated, rightfully so. I mean, one of the latest hold calls I've seen in a while. Could have been on a receiver on that left side. That'll push him back to 2nd and 24 now. Brown rolling towards his right. And he's going to have to throw that one out of bounds.
This drive,
Latrell was right on his coattail.
This drive started off with some promise. Tammy Adesanya had a nice first down run, got out to 2nd and 1. Chase Blevins had a first down had a first down pickup that got called back because of a holding penalty. Quinn Brown almost connected with Dunn for a 30-yard gain. He fell down, slipped for essentially a sack, and then another holding call a play ago. Now 3rd and 23. Not the way the Comets wanted this drive to go after a big stop from their defense.
Three receivers on the right for Brown. He's dropping back. It'll be a screen pass. Intercepted. And that one, it almost seemed like it hit the side of Tofa Luani and then pulled in by Daniel Walker.
2 turnovers already forced by this Milford team. You had a fumble on the opening drive and then an interception there. And the big man interception, Daniel Walker, the D lineman, he's going to remember that one. And Quinn Brown tried to get the ball out, threw it at Adesanya, wasn't looking at the ball, and that ricocheted into the hands of Walker. And now Milford starts with an incredible field position.
Trips to the left for the Eagles. Bailey will hand this one off up the middle. And Webster not going to get much. Picks up maybe a yard.
Juan Bates got off the line of scrimmage quickly, made the tackle. Had his first sack last week.
And Milford starting in very similar field position to when they did on that after that first Comets turnover on the opposite side of the field. This time, they're wanting to punch in 6 here. They don't want to settle for a field goal. Bailey dropping back, feeling some pressure, and wrapped up by the shoestrings by Malachi Reed. I think he will fall forward for a pick of 2.
Yeah, Bailey looked like he was almost thrown there as he was trying to get out of Malachi Reed's tackle.
Kate Bailey goes for a 1-yard gain.
And Juan Bates down on the field.
Bates has been seeing a lot more play time these past couple of weeks. A sophomore, one of the youngest contributors on this Mason team. He'll get checked out.
Yeah, stellar sophomore defensive tackle duo in John Hendrickson, Juan Bates. Clock will stop with 3:36 left in the second quarter.
Welcome to Miami Township. Miami Township is a proud partner of
our latest update from St. X Moeller game. This is about 20 minutes ago. Game was tied 0-0 with 3 minutes left in the first quarter, so there could be some more recent updates, but I think
update from a minute ago. First quarter just ended, still scoreless at St. Xavier. Those two teams anchored by some of the best defenses in the state, so expect a low-scoring affair there. And that's what we have so far here at Eagle Stadium. Mason down 3-0, and 2 turnovers already forced by the Eagle defense.
Milford continuing to spread things out. That's Bailey with the hard count. Flag will be thrown, and Mason's pointing Milford's direction, and the Eagles are walking back. I think it's going to be a false start.
Yeah, Milford with a hard count there and ended up fooling their own offensive line. Caden Bailey frustrated immediately after some players jumped, and this could be a really costly penalty, pushing the field goal range back. If Milford picks up no yardage on this third down play, it'd be a 43-yarder. That's not a chip in at all for a high school kicker. Mason Cooper connected on a 25-yarder to open up this game, but 43 yards would be a little bit more difficult.
Bailey takes the snap, looking towards the right side of the field, taking a shot to his man Melgard. That one overthrown to the back of the end zone.
Charlie Raymond staying on the shoulder of Melgard there. The target that some of the Milford fans wanted a pass interference there. I believe that ball was uncatchable. We saw some controversy with that in the Colts-Browns game last week. A pass interference call was thrown in the end zone at the end of the game on what should have been an uncatchable ball. So that one always gets some heat from fans, but the right call there.
Yeah, and especially when you're starting to get deeper into the playoffs, you're just going to let the boys play.
Absolutely, and so Milford offense still out on the field, but third and final timeout called by Coach Tom Grippa. 3 minutes left in the half, and all's timeouts gone.
Yeah, on the flip side, Comets, they got all 3 timeouts, so if they were to get once they get the ball back, try to get a drive going, but big fourth down here for Milford, and like you mentioned, Andrew, this one would be a 42-yard field goal.
And it's a tough decision because of being a 4th and long play, 4th and 13. If you were at the 25-yard line on a 4th and 6, or under that, you probably want to go for it, try to keep the drive alive. But here, it would be very difficult to pick up the first down. But offense staying out there on the field, going to keep the kicker on the sideline. A lot of times in this situation, you'd be looking for the hard count to try to force an offsides penalty, but no timeouts left for Milford, so that's not an option.
Bailey in the shotgun, looking towards the end zone, and that one thrown to the back of the end zone again. He was trying to find the junior Ethan Melgard. It's been one of his favorite targets tonight with the injury to Reese Davis.
And once again, that ball thrown out of the end zone. Charlie Raymond with some great coverage there, sticking with Melgard. And you had Reese Davis, a tough loss for the Eagles, had over 800 yards, 7 touchdowns, 61 catches this year. He was Luke Brand's favorite target on the perimeter, but Ethan Melgard, another senior, he's stepping up for them. Had over almost 300 yards so far this season, and he's had a couple looks his way tonight.
And we're talking about Reese Davis, the Milford receiver, not College Game Day's star host Reese Davis. Yeah. Although, Kirk Herbstreit over at RDI Stadium for St. X game is Sunday.
Yeah, there's a chance that Reese Davis might be in attendance today. We don't know for sure. Yeah, I saw that Milford tweeted at him the other day about their Reese Davis.
A quick reverse on the outside. that one to the freshman.
Jamian Martin. And Jamian Martin, one of the more exciting players on this team, got called up for the playoffs. He was a star for the freshman team. And last year in middle school track, he electrified Mason Athletics, set some school records, won the state meet at middle school in the 400-meter dash. He's got incredible speed. The Comets knew they had to pull him up to the playoffs for some jet sweeps like that, and picks up a couple yards.
And he's flag thrown on the Milford sideline. I think it's going to be an unsportsmanlike conduct.
Got a flag on the play.
And we're over here on the Milford box, and I've seen the ref kind of signal, calm down over to that Milford sideline a lot today, so might just call it a sideline warning. We'll see.
Yeah. And Milford, they're right to be a little bit frustrated. Comets keeping this game close. Milford is not used to close games. 41-15 win last week. 42-21 in Week 10 over Turpin. 27-0 over West Claremont. 3-0 against Whitten Woods in Week 8. It's been 4 weeks since they had a close one. And the Boo Birds are out in full force on the Eagles sideline. And so Jamian Martin's first career touch as a Comet going to get overshadowed there by an unsportsmanlike penalty, but his pickup just gets aided by a 15-yard play. So great start to the drive.
We can call it a 21-yard pickup.
Yeah, of course, Martin.
That one, a costly penalty for the Eagles. Comets near midfield now. 2 minutes left in the half. This is a handoff up the middle. Comets' run game has not been able to get anything going, especially on these dives. Chase Blevins picks up about 3 or 4.
Yep, in just under 2 minutes now, the Comets do have their timeouts at midfield. And only down 3 points, so Max trying to get into range for Max Gogol, but they'd love a touchdown to really take back momentum heading into the halftime, because the Eagles will return the second half kickoff.
Yeah, and last week, Milford had an electrifying second half. They scored 36 points. Brown connects with Blevins there, up past the 30.
And gets out of bounds. That's the important part.
And they're going to mark him out at the 27, but just an easy crossing route there. Blevins picks up Comets' biggest gain of the game so far.
Yeah, and the Comets attack the middle of the field.
And
tough to do.
Clock's still running.
Officials motioning to get that stopped. And if you're an away team, especially in a playoff game, and you see the clock running after out of bounds, that's always going to infuriate Coach Kastner. Very upset. Wants to make sure that gets reset. I'm sure no foul play intended from Milford, but every second matters in these closing moments.
And Coach Kastner still got all 3 timeouts in his back pocket.
A lot of time ran off that clock, probably 5 to 10 seconds.
That's
a whole extra play.
He's trying to talk with the officials right now. He's pointing over at the scoreboard.
And now discussing with Milford. I don't know if they're going to add any time to the clock. That's tough. That's a tough break for Mason, but all 3 timeouts.
Yeah, 6 to 7 seconds ran off the clock there.
Please reset the game.
Yeah, there it is. 1:13. So only 4 seconds they call. I think there's a little bit more, but Comets will take what they can get.
Comets, their best field position of the night. Ball at the 27. Brown in the pocket. Feeling some pressure, takes it himself, and wrapped up. Picks up 2 yards there. Clock continuing to run. We're under a minute now. Comets hustling to the line of scrimmage. 2 receivers on each side as Brown takes the snap again. Dropping back. And he'll just take it up the middle again, finding some space.
Took a big hit there from Andrew Luttrell. And now Comets going to use that first timeout. It's the right decision from Coach Kastner.
Yeah, 3rd and short. They're just going to try to punch the first down here. And in this timeout, they're going to be calling 2 plays.
Absolutely. If they can't get the first down here, which I have to imagine, the odds are in their favor with a 3rd and inches. This is that downs marker is right by the chains. Don't know if you can see it on your screen. Oh, and official's going to signal it is a first down. So they remeasure Mason.
Comps
It's a
gonna
new
have to
set.
erase the dry erase board. I guess that's a basketball reference, but we'll still use it here.
Yeah, I don't know if you have dry erase boards up in the press box, but the play call getting changed a little bit. Some new signs sent down to the field. Hopefully, no Michigan representatives on the sideline.
That twin telepathy kicking out. I was about to say, speaking of those signs,
I
am we were both a little biased, big Buckeye fans, but sign stealing at Michigan, man. This could go down as one of the worst cheating scandals in college football history.
Not even 30 minutes ago, Connor Stallions suspended and now fired. We'll definitely be keeping updates on that through the next couple weeks.
1st and 10 for the Comets, 42 seconds left, and the snap high. Brown's going to pick it up and try to get forward.
And that can't happen. Quinn Brown, you've got to recognize there, get the ball out of your hands. Throw an incompletion.
High snap has the Masons backed up.
They're going to lose a lot of yardage. And we talked about it on the last drive with Milford at the 25-yard line. That's a tough kick. Now the same situation for Max Gogol. So now not even a guarantee to get 3 points here.
Yeah, and we've seen Gogol hit from this territory before in the year, but definitely not a guarantee. Only a sophomore, his first year kicking on varsity. Really for his first year kicking in general. Again, Comets love those soccer kicker hybrids.
Yeah,
and
third straight.
We saw it with Colson Bunch last year.
Colson Bunch came up big
Jacob Hernandez
in the playoffs for the Comets last year.
Let's talk about Colson Bunch, though. Now a star player on the Ohio State dodgeball team.
He can do it all, man.
He can do it all.
Varsity soccer player, plays kicker for the Comets, now dodgeball star.
And y'all may think I'm joking, but no, this is legit, like the NCAA dodgeball league.
And he was on the volleyball team as well, varsity volleyball player.
Yeah, but he's one of the leading. I think they call it kills for like when you get out in dodgeball. He's one of the kill leaders for the Ohio State dodgeball team. 2nd and 20 now, 30 seconds left in this first half. Brown dropping back, and he'll connect with his man Dunn. Clock will run, though. Picks up about 5 yards. Still 3rd and long. Clock winding down at 15 seconds now. Brown takes the snap. And he'll use his legs.
Casper.
Not enough for the first down. Tackled at the 14. Coach Casper going to use his 3rd and final timeout.
Quinn Brown there using his legs to get this a little bit closer for Max Gogol. Have to imagine that the field goal unit will come out to play, take the points.
Try to tie this
Yeah,
game
heading to halftime, tied with the #1 seed in the region. I think you've got to be happy with that if you're the Comets. The offense, they've had missed opportunities, 2 turnovers, and that's given Milford excellent field position. They've started the ball at the 22-yard line 2 different times, only able to convert once. I think Milford definitely has a lot more to talk about in the locker room. Defensively, both teams have looked really good, but the Comets have driven down the field much better.
Yeah, and Coach Tom Grippa must be pretty good at giving some halftime speeches. You know, he's had over 200 career wins. We're going back to last week, round 1 of the playoffs. The game was 7-0 at halftime against Fairfield, but then 3rd quarter they put up 21 points. In 4th quarter they put up 13 points, so 34 points in the second half.
Don't count out the Comets in the second half, though. Had that big 4th quarter game-winning drive on homecoming against Middletown. Both of these teams, I would say, are second half teams.
31-yard field goal attempt for Gogol. It is up, and it is good. A roar from the Mason stands as the Comets tied up with the #1 team in Southwest Ohio.
Milford 3, Mason 3.
Yeah, and so Gogol gets his 2nd playoff field goal of his career. Had one last week. Comets tied up, and once again, credit to the Mason defense. Not a shutout like they've had the last 2 weeks, but still playing really well. Noah Dowers and Malachi Reed have been stars on the D-line. Charlie Raymond having another great day in coverage, so they need to keep up that momentum heading into the second half. Meanwhile, Milford just haven't been able to get Nathan Webster in the run game going. That's been the surprise so far after a 200-yard game last week. You thought that he would be riding hot, but Mason's run defense has been really successful against him.
Set back to receive for the Eagles.
Is this likely going to be a squib kick from Max Gogol, and Comets just going to try to burn the clock out. And he does squib it, but it will go out of bounds.
That's a penalty. Out of bounds on the first half. Out of bounds on a kickoff.
So Milford going to have time to potentially draw up one play if they want to. See how aggressive Coach Grippa and his squad will be. Try to take a shot down the field or just kneel it.
So most likely gonna knee this one out and take it to halftime, tied 3-3, and
illegal kick off out of bounds. 5-yard penalty from the spot.
I believe still tied. And Muller St. X looking for an update. Yep, still scoreless there. So we've got 2 tied games on this side of the bracket between the 1 and 9 seed and the 4 and 5 seed.
And Bailey will take a knee, so we're headed into halftime. A tie game here at Eagles Stadium between the number 1 Milford Eagles and the number 9 Mason Comets. Both teams have only been able to knock in a field goal. It's been a defensive battle so far. We've still got 24 minutes of football to play. Make sure you stay tuned for the rest of the action here on Mason Sports Radio. Welcome back to Milford High School. This round 2 OHSAA matchup between the Milford Eagles and the Mason Comets. We're all tied up 3-3 right now. It's been a defensive battle all game long. Milford will receive the second half kickoff. But Andrew, give us a quick, just analysis of that first half.
Very first drive, the Comets had a quick 3-and-out, but the catch there, Quinn Brown fumbled the ball at the Comet 22-yard line, giving Milford excellent field position. Comet defense was able to hold them to a field goal, and from there, it continued to be a defensive battle. For the Comet offense, their bright spot has been Quinn Brown in the rushing game. He has 12 attempts for 72 yards. He's been able to drive the ball down the field, but they had another turnover in their own territory. Ironically, at the 22-yard line once again, Milford was not able to convert points on that. And then to close out the half, Mason drove down the field and set up a Max Gogol field goal. Colin Billhorn has been the top target for Mason so far. 2 catches with 21 yards. Chase Blevins also contributing as a runner and a receiver. And then for the Milford Eagles, we are expecting to see a lot of Nathan Webster. That hasn't been the case. Only 10 yards so far for him on 5 carries. Comets have been putting a lot of pressure on the quarterback, Caden Bailey.
Yeah, and the big stat I look at here is time of possession. The Comets had a 4-minute advantage over the Eagles in time of possession. They had 14 minutes versus Milford's 10. But Milford, again, will receive second half kickoff. Caden Bailey and his squad try to get something going offensively. And like you mentioned, Andrew, Milford started at the 22 twice. So they've had excellent field position all game long. This likely going to be their longest drive yet.
Absolutely. It's pretty amazing that this game only tied at 3-3 considering the Comets have had 2 turnovers and given Milford such good field position.
Fielded and taken upfield past the 30, the 35, past the 40, and near midfield at the 45. Ashton Warther showing off his strength in. I guess the announcer.
Yeah, that's the announcer drink. If I've ever heard it, you said Milford going to have the worst field position of the game so far. That's not the case. They're getting the ball at about the 45-yard line. 55 to go, 54 to go exactly to the end zone. Incredible return from Warther, the running back receiver. Warther has 8 yards on 4 touches today.
Webster to the right of Bailey. 1st and 10. Yeah, play action pass, and Bailey's just going to take it himself. Swarmed by the Comet defensive line, and who other than Noah Dowers leading the charge, the all-star junior.
Yeah, Dowers the first one to get there, and he's been dominating from the right side of the line. Blew past the right tackle and was waiting for Caden Bailey to tuck it and run, and just nowhere to go. Comets swarm him. Great first play after that electric return from Warther.
2nd and 10 for the Eagles. Trips to the right as Bailey rolling to the right. Takes a shot towards the middle down the field, and he connects with Easton Melgard. Melgard trying to take it to the Comets sideline. Nice open field tackle there by Stephen McCalmont.
Yes. McCalmont finds him in space and prevents the first down. Big time play there. But Caden Bailey getting creative out of structure. Finds his top target tonight, Ethan Melgard.
Melgard only picks up 7 there. Had some open space.
Yeah, ran back to try to get more and was met by McCalmont.
3rd down now for the Eagles. Bailey connects with his target, Naylor, and J.P. Naylor picks up the first down.
Comets get a little bit complacent in the coverage there. Some shallow zone. Javion Hendricks was close to the football but couldn't close the gap in time. A nice dart throw from Caden Bailey there to pick up the first down. Hendricks makes the tackle quickly, but chains move for the Eagles.
Milford moving with some tempo here as they're back to the line of scrimmage. Inside of Comet territory at the 40, it'll be a handoff to Webster, and Webster charging forward, showing off his strength. He picks up 10 yards on the carry, enough to move the chains.
And Webster doubles his yardage tonight so far, and he had an incredible second half against Fairfield last week, looking to replicate that
Another quick snap from Milford as Webster has it up the middle, showing his burst of speed, driving through the Comets secondary. Picks up 15 for another Eagle first down.
And our key for the second half for Milford is get the ball in the hands of Nathan Webster and let him make plays in the open field. They only gave him the ball 5 times in the first half. He's already making an impact.
Hurry up offense, another handoff to Webster that time, tripped up in the backfield. He's able to fall forward and pick up a few yards. Maybe a gain of 3.
You're kind of wondering, where was this in the first half? Webster, all of a sudden, taking charge of this game, pushing the tempo.
This one going to be a direct snap to Webster. A little bit of trickery there. But the Comets' defensive line stays strong. They contain it there. Tyler Dalton coming in from that outside linebacker position.
Yeah, but that's a creative play. Love the play call there from Milford. But the Comet defense is just a great job of staying disciplined and then filling in those gaps. Lane McMahon's the defensive end, doesn't overcommit. He's able to get there. Tyler Dalton and Ryan Davis, the linebackers, get downhill, and so does Preston Estuesta for they limit the damage there. What could have been a touchdown.
Both teams yet to punch it in the end zone tonight. Milford looking to do so here at the Comet 13-yard line, 3rd and 8. Bailey looking towards the middle, connects on the slant route to his target, Jamario Sebastian, and they'll signal for a touchdown. The 13-yard connection to Jamario Sebastian puts the Eagles on top.
And there, Milford has the drive they've been waiting for all night, set up by the return from Ashton Werther. Nathan Webster set it up, and then Jamario Sebastian gets it in for the touchdown.
Cooper will attempt the PAT. And looks like Milford's going for a fake here. And I don't know if that was intentional or not, but the Comets blow it up. Stephen McCalmont able to take down the holder quarterback,
Number 11, Stephen
Caden Bailey, and he's hurting as he got up. So not only are the Eagles unsuccessful to tack on another point, but quarterback Caden Bailey, he's having to be helped off the field by his teammates.
Yeah, and Caden Bailey, the holder for this team, makes sense as he was the backup quarterback. That's pretty common, but now with Luke Brand's injury, he's stepping in. Caden Bailey in a vulnerable spot there gets hit, and we'll see if that impacts the way he plays the rest of this game.
Yeah, for those of you that join us in the middle of the broadcast, Milford on their second string quarterback star Luke Brand has been out past few weeks with an injury, and the junior Bailey has done a phenomenal job stepping in, so hopefully he's okay. Seemed to be in a lot of pain as he made his way to the sideline. The Comets down by 6. Still plenty of time left in the game as Mason Cooper will boot it away for Milford. Received by Billhorn at the 4. Making his way towards the Milford sideline past the 25. And lowers his shoulder, then walk him down at the 26.
That's a good return. Billhorn doesn't return kicks often, but after Dunn's injury last week, playing it safe with him and getting one of their best playmakers out there, and he makes a play. Sets things up, and now the Comets have to respond. Milford just drove down the field on your defense. That hasn't happened in a long time. First touchdown the Comets have given up since Week 9 against Lakota West, Lakota West right now down 10-14 to the Elder Panthers in what's another great playoff game.
Brown under center. Blevins is the back. It'll be a toss to him. Blevins shakes free of a few Eagle defenders and picks up 7 yards on the toss. Comets have strung together a few nice toss plays tonight.
Yeah, and the Comets have had a couple good first down run plays like that one. What's been the issue is that holding penalties have caused all that yardage to be taken back. So right here, need to have a disciplined drive. Can't make mistakes like holding penalties that have plagued them so far. It's what's prevented them from getting past the field.
Yeah, and they only had 2 holding penalties, but it was the timing when those penalties
Crucial
happened.
timing ended up leading to punts.
2nd and 4 now. High snap. Able to hand it off to Blevins, and Blevins has some room to run. Tripped up near the 43 and dives forward to the 44 for Comet first down.
Blevins really starting to get going. He had just
First down for the Comets.
11 yards in the first half, but 33 yards in the receiving game. And his best carry of the game was taken back by a holding penalty. That's one of the plays we were just talking about, where the bad timing. He stumbled forward, and right there he shows off his contact balance. Gets the first down.
Brown under center again, 1st and 10. Or will be a handoff, but stuffed by the Milford defensive line. Tofa Luani coming from the linebacker position as well to make a stop.
Luani and the Eagles defensive line were just waiting for the Comets there and not able to get anything. Maybe a yard on that first down run. Adesanya in the backfield on 2nd and 9.
2nd and 9. Brown in the shotgun. Will be handoff to Adesanya, but Adesanya taken down. What a game from Andrew Luttrell, the senior linebacker.
Surprised Quinn Brown didn't pull it there. Had a lot of room on the left side of the field. And Adesanya just stuffed immediately. Quinn Brown has had a lot of success in the running game so far. And now a 3rd and 9. Might have to see him get creative and use his legs.
3rd and 9 at the Mason 45. Brown will switch to go under center. Dropping back. And connects with his target, Colin Billhorn. And when in doubt, just feed the ball to Colin Billhorn, Andrew.
Yeah, and Billhorn, that's his 3rd catch of the game, but all 3 catches have been critical first down conversions on 3rd down plays like that. He's been his safety valve. The way Quinn Brown was dropping back, it looked like he might be going deep, but instead takes the check down for his favorite target, Colin Billhorn, and keeps the drive alive. That's a great play and builds some confidence for the rest of this drive.
10-yard completion puts them on the opposite 45 now in Milford territory. 1st and 10 as Brown takes the snap. Fake toss to Adesanya, and Brown will take it up the middle himself. Doing his best to hold on to the football and picks up 5 yards on the read option.
And I like what we're seeing there with the option game. Quinn Brown has shown that he is a very effective runner today. Milford hasn't had a lot of answers for him on the ground. Adesanya has been able to pop off a couple runs, and when you have the option game as a threat, it makes it a lot more difficult for these linebackers like Luani, like Cole Miller, like Andrew Luttrell, who have had great games to choose their gaps.
Ball at the Milford 40. 1 receiver on each side for Brown. As this one will be a handoff to Adesanya. Bounces outside and taken down after another 5-yard gain. We'll see where they officially mark him. Looked like, to me, like he had enough for the first down, and they will move the chains.
Yeah, and just a very well-blocked play there on the right side. Adesanya follows his blockers, able to push through some contact, gets the first down. Comets now marching down the field, have some momentum here, and the clock going off pretty quickly in the second half. Under 5 minutes to go in this 3rd quarter.
Brown under center. Fake handoff rolling to his left. That one a little over the head of Liam McMains.
And Quinn Brown forced that play a little bit. Grant O'Connor, the sophomore, was wide open at about the 15-yard line, but McMains was his first read. He had a little bit of separation, but double coverage. McMains, a defensive end, he plays a little bit of tight ends, just not quite in the position there to bring down that catch.
Yeah, and McMain's just another example of you're just going to put your best 11 guys on the field. He's been a dominant defensive end for the Comets all year long, but showing his worth at tight end as well. 2nd and 10, 4:44 left in the 3rd. This one a handoff to Adesanya. Bounces left, but tripped up from behind. Tofa Luani comes up with a big stop there on second down.
Luani had 5 tackles in the first half. I think he has 2. He's added 2 already in the second half. He makes such a big impact at linebacker. They love to move him around, whether that's blitzing off the edge, up over the middle, or kind of in a hybrid safety linebacker role. And the run game, he's been blowing up plays.
Big third down for the Comets. 4 minutes left in the third. Brown under center. Fake handoff to Adesanya, and he slips. Nobody near him. And that pushes them back to the 40-yard line, a 7-yard loss. And what would have been 4-down territory for the Comets, they're not going to have to punt.
And that hurts for so many reasons. Number one, you're going to have to punt here after what was a pretty good drive. Whether Adesanya was wide open on the right field, Colin Billhorn was open if they're passing it. Could have been a first down play there, if not 4-down territory.
High punt. That one had a little bit too much leg on it, as it will be a touchback, so Milford will start at their own 20, and Brown frustrated with himself after that one. That's the second time he slipped tonight.
Brown, 2 turnovers already, 2 slip-ups, some uncharacteristic mistakes from the senior quarterback, and Comets drives are ending earlier than they should. Mason defense going to have to step up after easily their worst drive of the game, where Nathan Webster ran the ball right down their throat, setting up a touchdown pass at the end of the drive.
This one a handoff up the middle to Webster, and Webster almost had a full sprint to the end zone, but Kyle Wilson was able to save the big play after the 10-yard pickup.
And Nathan Webster so quick in finding the open lane and then breaking it, getting to full speed. And now, if this running game is going, Comets going to have to stack the box a little bit more, open up the play-action game.
This one, another handoff to Webster. Comets contain him there. No gain on the carry.
And there you see the Comets. They creep down their safeties, Preston Estoesta and Kyle Wilson. And now here on 2nd and 3rd down, Comets are going to have to be careful to not overcommit to the run and allow something over the top of the field break away for a big play. And that's where the injury to Reese Davis really hurts the Eagles. He's their favorite deep target, and you don't have that now.
Second and 11. Bailey. Fake handoff to Webster. And what a hit from Kai Woolfolk. Coming in from that middle linebacker position and lights up Caden Bailey.
Yeah, Woolfolk, one of our players to watch heading this game, over 100 tackles in the regular season, had 5 tackles in the first half, and picks up a huge sack right there. And now 3rd and long for the Milford Eagles. Likely going to be forced to pass here, so taking away a lot of the threat of Nathan Webster.
Milford going to spread things out here on 3rd down. Handoff to Webster. And able to be contained. Ryan Davis, one of the Comets to get him. Liam McMains also helped take him down.
And Milford tries to catch the Comets off guard, running the ball once again with their star Nathan Webster, but on 3rd and 13, just not enough room. A decent pickup of about 4 yards there, but Comets able to make the tackle and get the ball back here with 1 minute and 15 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, like you mentioned earlier, this has been a quick 3rd quarter. We're already down to 1 minute left. 10 seconds left on the play clock. As Lukey. The punt's blocked by the Comets! And Kai Woolfolk picks it up for a Comet touchdown on special teams.
Ladies and gentlemen, this game just changed completely. Kai Woolfolk, oh my goodness, with the fumble, with the blocked punt touchdown. Comets just flipped the script on the Eagles in their home turf. This stadium has been silenced, and the Comets defense and special teams unit comes up big. And they're an extra point away from taking a lead.
And I tell you what, Andrew, I don't know what could have been better to shift the momentum. But the Black Hole's roaring right now. It's a blackout theme, and what a momentum shifter.
Unbelievable play.
It looks like Milford jumped there on the PAT attempt.
And just the Comets, as I'm watching on the replay.
Trying to figure out who blocked this punt. We want to give them credit.
Fantastic play off the edge.
And this, again, going back to that missed PAT attempt, I don't know if it was a fake or just a muffed snap, but if Max Gogol was able to connect, that puts the Comets on top.
And I believe that it was Tyler Dalton, the linebacker. He was creeping towards the play. Yes, it was Dalton that blocked that kick.
So for the PAT attempt, Gogol nails it. And the Comets take their first lead of the game. And that special teams effort spark, a brand new spark on this Comet sideline. And I believe we just heard some T-Mobile chants roaring from the Black Hole. What a special teams play from Tyler Dalton and Kai Woolfolk, the captain, able to finish it off. Milford stunned right now.
Yeah, that's a game-changing play. Like we've said multiple times, this Comets defense, they've been hot these past couple of weeks, but that extends to the special teams unit. And we haven't said this as much as we used to say it last year, but Coach Kastner loves to get his 11 best players on the field during special teams. And Tyler Dalton, one of the starting linebackers, makes a huge play on special teams. It's not just for those juniors and JV guys. You know, a lot of teams use special teams as a way to build up youth. Not the Comets. They want their best guys out there, and Tyler Dalton, the senior, makes a huge play.
So after Gogol put the Comets ahead by one, he will boot it away. Received at the 1 by the Eagles. Werther looking to do some damage on the return. A flag is thrown, but he takes it up to the 28. We'll see if that will stand.
Yeah, and so this one going to get called back for illegal block in the back. But either way, Werther had a great return, and that's his second great return of this half. Returned the second half kickoff to the 46-yard line, and then got past the 20 on the punt return. But Comets catch a break.
Holding 52 of the return team.
And it is officially a holding.
They're going to call that one on the senior Samson Tomsick. So pushes Milford even further back. What a game it's been here from Milford High School.
Yeah, and the linebacker senior duo, good friends as well, Kai Woolfolk and Tyler Dalton making plays.
This one going to be a handoff to Webster.
Webster on the ball carry, picks up 3 on the play.
And he picks up 3 on the carry. Tyler Dalton makes the play defensively there.
And if the Comets are able to hold on to this and win the game, Tyler Dalton and Kai Woolfolk, they're going to return to the halls of Mason Comets as heroes going against the 1 seed. But Milford right now is shocked, but you cannot discount Nathan Webster, the impact he's had in the second half. And Milford just going to let the clock run down and close out this third quarter.
It looks like our camera on the timer died, so we'll try to fix that during the break. But a huge end to the third quarter as Mason, a heroic play on special teams, puts them ahead 10-9. Make sure you stay tuned for the fourth quarter action here on Mason Sports Radio. Back to Milford High School. As this one going to be a handoff to Werther. On second down, picks up about 4 yards on the carry.
And Milford now has to calm down after giving up the touchdown on special teams. Their offense was playing well to start the second half. Nathan Webster helps lead a touchdown drive on the first.
He's able to connect with his target there. Clutch throw there from the junior. The new set of downs here for the Eagles. It looks like time should be back up and running. 1st and 10 now. Bailey dropping back, trying to take a shot down the field to Sebastian, incomplete.
And Dalton blitzing off the edge forces that throw to be a little off the mark, and Stephen McCalmont nearly comes down with the interception.
Yeah, 3 Comet DBs in the area. McCalmont, Esta, and Wilson. A dangerous ball there from Bailey going across the field.
Yeah, Bailey forced to make the quick throw to his first read and wasn't able to connect with Sebastian, who had the touchdown to begin the third quarter.
Second and 10 now. This one a delayed handoff to Webster, wrapped up immediately. John Hendricks, or Big John they like to call him, comes up with a huge stop, a loss of 4 there.
And
on second down.
Mason's defense clearly playing with a different level of energy after that touchdown. You know, now John Hendricks, the sophomore, getting involved with a big TFL there on Nathan Webster. You know, Webster is a tough guy to bring down, 215 pounds, but man, Hendricks is up to the challenge, and it's a 3rd and long now.
3rd and 16. Bailey dropping back, hit from behind. And that ball incomplete. He was trying to find Jacob Lucky.
And this Comet pass rush has been incredible the past 2 weeks. Put a lot of pressure on Luke Failer last week, forcing 4 interceptions. Haven't had the turnovers today that the Comets had last week, but Caden Bailey, when he's pressured, has been struggling to find his receivers down the field. And when you limit big plays, good things happen for you.
Lucky will look to punt it away. A huge boot there, and it takes a very generous Milford bounce. Kaiser Wilhelm makes a risky decision to try and fall on top of it. Almost missed it, but able to retain possession. And how about that punt from Lucky? Pins it all the way down to the 10.
Yeah, and that's a way to flip the script, flip the field position there. A disappointing offensive drive. Comets had the momentum, but now you pin them back deep, make things difficult for the Comet offense. And Kaiser Wilhelm, a very risky decision to dive after the ball so late, too, in the play. I personally would have let that roll, but Wilhelm able to fall on top of it and avoid a special teams turnover. We just saw a special teams turnover change the game.
Brown dropping back, looking towards the left side of the field, taking a shot, being held all over. And Dunn pulls it in. I thought that ball was intercepted. What a catch by Brandon Dunn. We thought we saw the catch of the game last week with Colin Billhorn, and Brandon Dunn says, I want my turn.
And Adam can vouch for this. This is the most surprised look I've had on my face all season long calling. It looked to me like an interception as well, and I was focused on the backfield because Quinn Brown got sacked by his own offensive lineman, Joey Oscar, because Tofa Luani just destroyed Oscar, blitzing from the linebackers room, but Quinn Brown delivers a strike, and Brandon Dunn takes the ball away. What a play.
1st and 10. Huge play there by the Comets. Brown hands it off to Adesanya. Adesanya, a patient run there, and he picks up 5. And Quinn Brown, he's been letting it air out tonight.
I'm still a little bit shook after that play from Dunn, but Brown trusts his receiver there, and it pays off for sure. And now going to settle things down, get the run game going, and a solid 5-yard gain on first down.
Yeah, and Dunn left early last game, but, returned this week. And
he got hit on a big play like that, so.
Huge play there. 2nd and 5. 9:04 left in the game. This one a handoff to Adesanya. Falls forward for pickup of 2.
And the Comets' game plan was to get the run game going early and try to wear away at this Milford defense. We talked about it, the GMC-ECC rivalry a little bit that's been building up the past couple weeks between the two conferences. GMC known for being a physical defense, run-heavy league. ECC, they love to air it out. That's why Luke Brand had over 2,000 yards. And Milford not used to teams late in the game running the ball as much as the Comets are, and they're starting to get what they want.
3rd and 4. Brown in the shotgun. He's going to take it himself, running to the left side. Dives forward. I think that's going to be enough for the first down.
And it is. Official signal for the first down. And we mentioned it earlier, Adam, but Milford just hasn't been in a close game scenario in the second half very often this year. Week 8 against Winton Woods, they won 3-0, hit a field goal with 2 minutes left in the game. That was a 3-0 crazy game. So that one, similar to this environment, but for the most part, it's been blowouts. They've scored 40-plus points in 9 of their 11 games this year.
1st and 10. Brown, handoff. Adesanya takes it up the middle. A helmet is off from an Eagle defender. And a late flag thrown.
And both sides pointing at the other one.
I think there's actually 2 flags thrown there on the play. So Adesanya picked up 3 or 4 yards on the carry.
Mason walking back.
We'll await the official call.
And now getting into the 4th quarter, usually when you see late flags like that and teams pointing at the sides, it's an unsportsmanlike penalty or a personal foul. You can't afford that from either side. Now, Comets walked back 10 yards. A 10-yard penalty typically associated with a holding, so maybe just a late holding call there. We've seen that a few times tonight. And Adesanya was showing off his patience there, running, waiting for the gap to open, and picked up about 4 yards, but looks like this is going to be going the other way. Officials still meeting.
You're unable to find a more recent update than last for the St. X Muller game. Still tied 7-7 at halftime. Although Lakota West in the 4th quarter now against Elder, they're up 24-14.
Yeah, and a big second half for Lakota West. And their second half team, the Comets were up on them, or it was tied with them at halftime, and then Lakota West surged to win 10-7. Lakota West was down 10-14 at halftime.
Personal foul, 64, late hit. Illegal participation, 33, defense. Those penalties will offset. Replay the down.
Yeah, and offsetting personal fouls, one on Ben Cravens and one on Cole Miller, and loud boos from Milford's sideline. I believe Cravens had a late block, and then Miller retaliated, but personal fouls on both sides, offsetting penalties.
1st and 10 inside of Milford territory. Handoff to Adesanya, pushing forward. And not much there. Picks up maybe a yard.
So 4 yards on the first down gain. The play before, that got called back, and now only getting 1. So a bit of a small win there for Milford. 7:20 remaining in this game.
And that's going to be the key to this Comet drive. How are they going to manage the clock? Only up by 1 point. Still 7 minutes left in the game. 2nd and 9. This one, a toss to Adesanya. Trying to break towards the sideline. And that one looked like it was almost stripped away there by Toto Luani. But Adesanya does a nice job of holding on to the ball. And Andrew, last week, think it was 3 or 4 turnovers in that second half. So I've got to think the Comets did a lot of ball security drills this week.
I know for a fact that was the main point of emphasis in the running back room this week, mainly with Adesanya and Blevins. And so far, they've been good. Quinn Brown had a fumble, but it was more so a strip sack. The Comets running backs have been able to keep the ball safe so far today.
3rd and 4, Billhorn in motion. Brown has it on the quarterback keeper. Charging forward, there's a flag thrown in the backfield.
Gotta imagine this one's on the Comets.
Quinn Brown picks up 3 on the play.
Kai Wolfolk was in at running back, leading the way on that designed run. But yeah, this play heading back, holding.
But can't emphasize enough how important the role that special teams has played tonight for the Comets. Obviously, the standout play was that blocked punt for a touchdown, but also the missed PAT attempt when Stephen McCalmont had a big stop and was able to take down the holder, Caden Bailey.
Yeah, and if that extra point attempt is converted, we got a whole different game. The Comets are now trying to take the lead, but instead they're trying to hold on. Changes the game script for sure.
That hold pushes them back 10 yards. 3rd and 3. Brown rolling to the right. Milford fans want to hold, and they won't get it.
And a potential late flag way back at the 20-yard line. McMains and Luani were engaged very late.
Yeah, and McMains was blocking towards.
Hey, McMains held his hands up. I'm blocking to the whistle. Luani didn't like it, but no flags. That's just a competitive play. Milford gonna get the ball back with a little over 5 minutes to play.
Yeah, 6 minutes left. The adrenaline really starting to kick in now, and temper's starting to flare here at Milford High School. Brown boots it away. This one will be fair caught at the 12. And Preston Estuesta just tapped into the returner, and that's going to give Milford a free 15 yards.
That can't happen late in the game. And Quinn Brown put a lot of air on that punt. You want hang time on a punt like that when you're trying to pin your opponent way back. But Preston Estuesta just a little aggressive on his return. He was just standing there waiting. A little bit of a late fair catch call, and he can't stop his momentum. Runs into the returner. Unfortunate play, whether it's intentional or not, is a penalty. And Milford has a little bit better field position because of it. And they're only down by 1. Every yard counts. They're trying to get just into field goal range. They don't need a touchdown.
Kick catch interference. Kick the team. 15 from the end of the kick.
Yeah, so that'll tack on an additional 15 from the end of the kick. Fair catch was around the 13. So that'll move the ball all the way up to the 28-yard line.
Yeah, 28 instead of the 13. That's a big difference. Milford sideline fans trying to get the energy going. The best season this team's ever had, undefeated in the regular season. And trying to win a second playoff game.
First and 10. Bailey. This one going to be a handoff to Webster. Webster trying to fight forward. Won't get it.
Hey, Webster picks up 2 on the play. Brought down by number 42, Malachi Reed.
Brought down by Malachi Reed after the 4-yard pickup.
And it's very clear what the game plan was here for the Comet defense. Just stop Daniel Webster. They've been keeping about 7 guys in the box on these early down plays, swarming to the ball, and it's worked so far.
2nd and 7. Bailey has some time, finds his man, and he's breaking free. It's Werther all the way up to the 48. And Werther showing off his elusiveness all game long. He's also the Eagles' returner, and he's had some big returns as well.
Yeah, I give him a ton of credit for that first touchdown. Open up the second half when Werther returned it to the 46 and made things easy for Milford. And there, makes a play in the receiving game. He can do it all, whether it's as a returner, out of the backfield, or out wide at receiver. He's a versatile threat.
1st and 10 near midfield. 4:45. Little trickery on the play. Is this one going to be tossed to Werther?
Werther's been my offensive MVP for this game so far. Whenever they need a couple of yards, he's been there and right there. That's a solid first down pickup now past midfield.
2nd and 6 now for the Eagles. Inside of Comet territory at the 49. 2 receivers on each side. It's Bailey dropping back, feeling some pressure, and taken down. John Hendricks and Ryan Davis make the stop.
And Ryan Davis been on the field a lot today. Have to imagine a lot of that has to do with Daniel Webster's presence, keeping 3 linebackers in. Typically the Comets run a lot of nickel formation with 5 DBs. Instead, Ryan Davis has been playing a lot, and he's making an impact right there. Blitzing gets the TFL, or gets the sack, excuse me.
Under 4 minutes left in the game. 3rd and 10. Bailey looking for a quick pass to Werther. He connects, but will be stopped short of the first down. Have to assume that Milford's going to go for this here.
Absolutely. Here across midfield, if you're punting, if you punt it here with the way the Comet offense is played today, there's a decent chance you get the ball back, but the field position would be much worse. May as well keep your offense out here while you've got some momentum, while you've got the energy. It's going to one of 2 players here. It's either going to Nathan Webster or Ashton Werther. Werther's been the star of this drive, but we know what Webster's capable of. He had a great 3rd quarter.
Arguably the biggest play of the game. Bailey in the shotgun. Werther's in motion. Takes the snap. Looks to his right. That ball deflected up in the air and drops to the ground. No good. Comets with a big stop on 4th down.
And now this game shifts into something totally different for the Comets. They got to protect the lead. And the last close game the Comets had like this, Middletown homecoming game, they were leading a game-winning drive. Now have to protect the football.
Yeah, and when you see Adesanya, we'll see who takes more of the snaps, Adesanya or Blevins. Just gotta assume that they'll be holding on to the ball with 2 hands. So just under 3 minutes left in this huge playoff game. Comets have it at their own 47. This one, a jet sweep handoff to Billhorn. And Billhorn picks up about 2 yards on the carry.
Comets ran that play several times last week, had a lot of success. Billhorn only picks up 2 on that one.
And Milford's going to call their first timeout of the second half. So Coach Grippa has got 2 more left in his pocket. So that's to call one early.
And that timeout signals it's crunch time, and it's been a heck of a game so far, Adam. A lot of exciting plays, especially that punt return. My voice is almost gone. I imagine you're going to get there shortly. Should be a fun final 3 minutes.
So both teams will trot back onto the field. For those of you just joining us recently, the Comet Special Teams unit has been the star of the show tonight. Forced a missed PAT on Milford's first touchdown of the game earlier on. And then Tyler Dalton with the blocked punt inside of the Milford red zone, swooped up by Kai Woolfolk and taken into the end zone. But now it's the Comets offense. They've got to protect here. About 2 minutes and 50 seconds left in the game. Brown lined up under center. Delayed handoff to Adesanya, and Adesanya pushing forward, breaks a few tackles, showing off his strength near the first down marker. I think he'll be marked just short. They're going to give him the first down. So that is a huge pickup for the Comets.
Yards after contact there. That's what you need when you're holding on to a lead. Tammy Adesanya taking things into his own hands.
And it was a part of my intro script tonight. Mason telling that classic underdog tale tonight, trying to prove themselves in a powerful Southwest Ohio conference. Southwest Ohio region, excuse me. And they've got to protect it here. Quinn Brown under center again. First down, lets the play clock wind down to 2 as he hands it off to Adesanya. Adesanya patiently running, 2 hands on the football, and he picks up 4 yards on the carry. Timeout called by the Eagles, their second of the game.
Last week for Adesanya, it was the big chunk play, 60-yard touchdown that gave the Comets their lead, put them in position to win the game. And so far, it's been his short, 4, 5, 6-yard gains. Just keep the chains moving and putting the Comets in a great chance to win a second playoff game for the second straight year. And Adam, we've talked a lot about how the Comets have adopted an underdog mentality. They didn't get a home playoff game this year. That's uncommon for this team.
Especially, with the expanded playoffs. Had
a tough early start to the year. Quinn Brown missing time definitely contributed to that. But Milford also has a little bit of an underdog mentality. Now, I know they're the number 1 seed. I know they're undefeated. That might sound crazy, but Milford, not your typical Southwest Ohio powerhouse. They're in the ECC, which is composed of a lot of D2 schools. Now, they've dominated that conference this year. You got to give them a lot of credit. But they don't believe that they've been given the same amount of respect as a Moeller, as a St. X, as a Princeton, as a Lakota West. And they want to prove they can hang with the big dogs. They had a great showing last week against Fairfield, a GMC team. Very respectable despite being the 16th seed. I think Fairfield was a lot better than that 16th seed showed. But today the Comets have come in with just as much energy, and they're playing some of their best football of the year.
So 2 minutes left. This thrilling showdown, 2nd and 5. It's loud here at Eagle Stadium. This one a toss to Adesanya. Makes a cut. And stopped near the line of scrimmage. Milford going to signal for their final timeout.
And Milford, front 7, got into the backfield early, but Tammy Adesanya had a fantastic jump cut to get back to the line of scrimmage, pick up about a yard.
And in a correction, Milford still has 1 timeout. That last, or I guess, is their 3rd and final. On the scoreboard, they only had 2 taken down. So 1:57 left. Milford out of timeouts.
Yeah, but now, you said it earlier. It might be the biggest play of the game. Well, now this is the biggest play of the game, the biggest play of the season for both teams. If the Comets can convert here, they'll be able to put the game away.
Still, no updates from St. X and Mueller. Seen some tweets. It's been a defensive battle. Tied up 7-7. Have to assume nearing the end of the 3rd quarter, but no updates on Twitter.
Yeah, winner of that game will play the winner of Mason and Milford. Mason can clinch it with first down here.
3rd and 5. And Brown drops the snap, able to fall on top of it. And it looks like a Milford Eagle jumped, but I think they're not going to say they didn't cross the line of scrimmage. And Quinn Brown, a very scary play there.
That could have been, the game in the opposite direction for Milford if they were able to recover. I saw the jump as well, but I agree. I don't know if the Milford defender crossed the line. So now Comets going to let the play clock run out to about the clock run out to about 1:10. Quinn Brown going to punt it away. And Milford for sure going to have this ball within their own 20-yard line, so a lot of room to go, no timeouts. And the Comets defense has been playing lights-out football this game, but the Eagles are going to have another chance.
And Mason's going to call their first timeout, Coach Kastner. Just wants his guys to settle down. A minute left in a thrilling playoff game. 1-point game. Just needs them to take a deep breath. This is a crucial play on special teams here, and we've seen the importance of special teams all game long. We're starting to sound like a broken record saying that, but
yeah, and this is an old school coach's dream game. They love special teams, and I don't know if you guys play, if any of the viewers played Madden a lot, but Charles Davis, who did the commentary, one of the catchphrases that he would say in the game, and anytime you had a special teams touchdown, the game would automatically trigger the phrase. Coaches say if you score on special teams, 90% of the time you win the game. Now, I don't know how factually accurate that statement is, but the Comets scored on special team, and they're in a position to win the game.
Fourth and 12, Quinn Brown back to punt, 1:09 left in the game. And Mason's going to have to call another timeout, a substitution error by McCalmont.
Yeah, so the first timeout you're okay with if you're the Comets. Let your guys settle down, get the heart rates down a little bit, regroup. But there, can't happen. That timeout, probably not going to need it, right? You're up by 1 point. Milford out of timeouts, but it's nice to have it in your back pocket. And so Coach Kastner going to have to get on his teammates, or his team.
Yeah, and once Milford gets the ball here, they'll have about a minute left. No timeouts. And something to mention, those Luani brothers, they play everywhere on the field, but specifically Tofa Luani, they put him in the game when they need big plays. He has 10 carries on the season.
Or 19 carries, 10 touchdowns.
And 10 touchdowns.
How about that?
I mean, that is an unbelievable stat.
Usually in the goal line situations, though, so a little bit of a different scenario here. But you want to get your best guys out there.
Brown boots it away, a high punt, received at the 5, dropped! And I think Will Reed was able to fall back on top of it. We'll see. Yes, Will Reed able to recover the muffed punt, but Milford going to start at their own 4-yard line, so they have to drive 96 yards down the field with less than a minute left and no timeouts. Let's see if they can do it.
Yeah, and Will Reed just made this entire stadium gasp for air. Lost the ball, was able to come down on it, then lost it again. Comets got there, but Reed recovers. But like you said, 90-plus yards to go here. And the passing game has really struggled for Milford. Your best two weapons, Nathan Webster and Ashton Werther, they're running backs, but you can't afford to let that time go off the clock.
Ladies and gentlemen, get your popcorn out. This is where the game is really going to happen. Bailey dropping back, has some time in the end zone, takes a big hit, and connects with his receiver, Jamario Sebastian, and takes it all the way up to the Comet 44-yard line. What a play!
Sebastian just mossed the defender. There's a flag on the play, though. Oh, my goodness. Is this coming back? Season on the line for both of these teams.
And Bailey had a lot of time in the pocket. They might even say.
And I'm going to try here to watch our playback. We'll wait the official call, but this is coming back. The Comets catch the break of the season. Bailey had the most time to throw. I think he's had all game.
Officials still discussing the play, but still, even whether it stands or not, can we talk about the catch that Jamario Sebastian pulled in? Unbelievable.
Yeah, in this position where you need to make a play for your team, he absolutely came through. And I don't think there was offensive pass interference while watching this catch again on our live stream. It was an incredible catch.
And it was an ineligible man downfield.
And those are the plays that haunt you as a coach and a player. Because those are schematic errors. You know, it's one thing if you have a heat-of-the-moment play where you grab onto a jersey, but when it's something like an ineligible man downfield that's so avoidable, that's a discipline thing. And Milford's been so disciplined all season. That's going to hurt.
So it'll only go down as a 2-yard penalty on the stat sheet, but the most important play of the game and taken back by
Mason's
Milford.
Pass rush has been so dominant now at the 1-yard line, and now his safety's on the table.
1st and 12, 50 seconds left. Bailey dropping back, trying to escape pressure, dumps it off to Ethan Melgard, and Melgard is pummeled at the line of scrimmage.
And a flag goes on the field. Kyle Wilson had a big hit on Melgard, pushed him back. That flag was late. this might be an after the play call on the Comets. Todd just talked about discipline with the ineligible man downfield. If this turns out to be a personal foul on Mason.
And again, just the heat of the moment. 40 seconds left in the biggest game of the year. Emotions are definitely very high.
A lot more space for Bailey now in the pocket.
39 seconds left on the clock. Still some confusion.
Dead ball, unsportsmanlike, 5 with the defense, that's 15 yards. Result.
Yeah, it looks like that's going to go down as an unsportsmanlike on Kyle Wilson after he made that big hit. Must have gotten a little chirpy there with Ethan Mailguard after the catch.
Emotions running high, but can't happen there.
1st and 10 now for Milford. Ball at the 20. Bailey dropping back, looking towards the left sideline. That one overthrown, trying to find J.P. Naylor.
And something that the Comet DBs have to worry about here. Now, great coverage from Stephen McCown out there. That's textbook, but pass interference cannot afford to give up the extra 15 free yards. But that might be better than a touchdown, so keep an eye on the DBs here. Watch for some flags in the area. We've seen several penalties in the last few plays, but McCalmont, great coverage there. We have a score update. Lakota West moving on, takes down Elder 24-14.
Bailey, low snap, picks it up, feeling pressure from Kai Woolfolk and the entire Comet defensive line, and just throws it out of bounds. And he had about 6 dudes rushing at him. Nothing else he could do, just throw it out of bounds.
Yeah, and Caden Bailey, he's had his struggles today, maneuvering the pocket, facing a lot of pressure, but he's looking very poised in this last drive. Maneuvering around, escaping pressure, gets that ball out and keeps the drive alive. If he takes a sack there, this game is almost over. Maybe it would have had time for maybe one play. But now 30 seconds left. You've got a lot of time on the clock.
3rd and 10, Bailey rolling to the right. Takes a big hit from behind. And the Comets wrap him up. Noah Dowers and Kai Woolfolk finishes it off.
Yeah, very fitting that it's those two. Noah Dowers had a great first half coming off the edge, and Kai Woolfolk scored the touchdown.
Clock winding down. 10 seconds on the clock. 4th down play is Milford just going to chuck it downfield. And Charlie Raymond bats it away.
Eagles turn the ball over on down.
And that's going to do it.
What a game here at Eagle Stadium. 6 seconds left on the clock. All the Comets have to do is just kneel this one away.
And wow, Comets defense comes up so clutch in this game, and the special team units as well. Tyler Dalton blocks the punt. Kai Woolfolk brings it in for the touchdown. And then bam.
And I tell you what, Andrew.
Defense comes through.
Something about this second round of the playoffs and these Comet teams over the past 2 years have just been recipes for thrilling games. Last year, it was against Springboro, and now against the Milford Eagles. The Comets, pending the kneel from Quinn Brown. And he kneels it down. The Comets advance. What a game here at Milford High School, and man, I'm speechless, Andrew.
And we've been blessed to call 2 thrillers now in the second round of the playoffs in back-to-back years, and this one, I mean, absolutely came down to the wire, and it was a game of just several key plays. That blocked punt, the penalty with the ineligible man downfield, the blown-up extra point that ended up giving the Comets the lead. There's so many little things you can look back to on both sides that determine the outcome. I mean, this is what football is all about, close, physical games. And Milford, got to give a lot of credit to them. An incredible season, going undefeated, winning in the ECC, their best regular season in their team's history. I know they wanted to make it a lot further, but a lot to be proud of for this season and a great senior class.
The Comets continuing to tell that underdog tale as they advance and will take on the winner of St. Xavier and the Moeller Crusaders. What a game it's been here from Milford High School as the Comets win in a thriller 10-9 over the Milford Eagles. We've had a great crew working tonight. Isaac Varga behind the camera, Daniel Panetti directing, and I've been Adam Little, joined alongside my brother Andrew Little. A thrilling game here from Milford High School. The Comets survive and advance